Introducing Gibbo, a revolutionary upgrade to GIB. GIB rebuilt and improved. Still no idea where the B and O come from. We'll find out as we read the article, I'm sure. As the year comes to a close, we wanted to share an important improvement that directly affects how you play on BBO. Today, we are introducing Gibbo, the next evolution of GIB, Ginsberg's intelligent bridge player, bringing a noticeably stronger and more natural robot experience to your games. Okay. This major update, powered by neural network technology, marks a significant leap forward in the development of BBO's most popular bridge robot, GIB. Okay, fascinating. So two things that I've noticed. One, they say powered by neural network technology. This is a fancy way of saying AI, or like modern AI, machine learning, right? But there seems to be a big like negative atmosphere surrounding machine learning when people talk about like bridge robots and stuff. I don't know why. I think it's great. I think people should do machine learning more often, but this is what I learned when like I made a video and everyone's just like, we don't use machine learning. No, machine learning's bad. Why would anyone use machine learning on their robots? So I guess they're trying to just use a different word choice, but that's all it is. Neural networks are machine learning. Okay, to mark the occasion, we're officially rebranding GIB as Gibbo. The new name reflects both the scale of this upgrade and the new technology behind it. I still want to know what BO means, but I really think it's just GIBBO. Eric says, mentioning AI, people assume LLMs. That's probably true as well, I guess. What's new in Gibbo? With version 44, we have introduced several important changes that improve both bidding and card play. This is something that I really didn't like about reading through the BBO forums on GIB in the past. They say they make changes that improve things. And I understand why they use this word, but I also... like I've done a lot of looking at patch notes and stuff for like other video games in the past. And patch notes are supposed to just tell you what the changes are made. Patch notes are neither good nor bad. They don't improve things. They don't make things worse. These are just patches that have been made to update the behavior of certain things, right? Or to fix some sort of imbalance, something like that. Adjust an imbalance. I shouldn't say fix. I should say adjust an imbalance. So I have no idea if any of these changes that they're going to outline are going to improve anything, right? That's something that the public can determine on their own, based on their own feelings for how Gibbo operates, right? But saying that it is an improvement without any way to support that conclusion with some sort of like, you know, testers that like come out and like have people leave testimonials being like, Gibbo version 44 is the greatest thing ever. Like, it's such a big improvement over version 43. I love it. You know, if you had like hundreds of people saying that, then yes, you could use the word improve. But I assume they don't like have product testers that aren't directly in the company themselves. Anyway, let's keep going. So I have no idea if it's an improvement. Maybe it will be. Maybe it won't be. It will be a change. I would like to know what the changes are. Let's keep reading. Neural network powered bidding. Ooh. Okay. I mean, this is kind of exciting, but there are some problems with this. So let's see what they do. The bidding outcome is now evaluated using a neural network instead of traditional double dummy analysis. This makes simulations much faster. That's true. Yeah, the network's pre-trained, I assume. and allows even basic Gibbo to simulate during the bidding phase, a feature previously available only for advanced GIB. The neural network estimates how many tricks a contract is likely to make. The bidding system rules and conventions themselves remain unchanged. So... Yeah, this was another complaint that I had when reading the BBO forums, is that there's a lot of words in here, and I have no idea what it's doing, right? Now, as someone who would probably understand the technical side, I would prefer to get a bit more technical as to, like, when is it simulating? Like, when is it simulating? When is it evaluating using a neural network? And what's the deal with, like, how many tricks it's expected to make? Like, it can't be doing this for the opening bid, right? Because, like, it doesn't know what the final contract is. But is this just, like, it does this when it's selecting a final contract? Is this doing it when it, like, midway through the auction to help it aid it in getting towards a final contract? Or, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what this means. I have a guess, though. I would guess that because it says it was able to simulate a feature previously available only for advanced GIB. So what I think is going on is that, and I think Luke talked about this, or maybe we talked about it in the previous video, is that Gibbo is going to make all of its bids, and then when it gets to the choice that it has to make between picking a final contract, say 3 no trump versus 5 clubs, where in the past GIB would frequently just jump to 5 clubs, and I think Luke mentioned this as well with Leah, now Gibbo is going to use a neural network rather than simulating hands, which is cool. I don't know what it trains off of to get that information, but if it's trained off of, like, human decision making, then that's probably a huge plus, because then it'll hopefully select 3 no trump far more often than 5 of a minor, and then its partner can continue the auction if that becomes relevant. Then again, I mean, there's still a lot of behind the scenes stuff that we're probably never going to get an answer to. Like, okay, it selects a final contract. Now I bid again over it. So it goes 3-0 and I bid 4 diamonds. Is it now just going to always raise 4 diamonds to 5 because it's in, like, neural network mode and it has to pick the final contract immediately? Or is it now going to swap back to some sort of system thing that it has pre-programmed? Who knows? Okay, smarter opening leads. Gibbo makes more aggressive and standard opening leads as opposed to the passive plays of its predecessor, GIB version 43. Opening leads are now selected based on a neural network model, which evaluates possible outcomes and selects the card most likely to perform well, all while respecting established lead conventions. Okay. This is great. I wonder if they fixed the Jack 10 third and 10 9 third problem against no trump. But maybe we'll never know. Opening leads are now selected based on a neural network model, which evaluates possible outcomes and selects the card most likely to perform well. This could be really, really, really good. We just don't have enough information here to know if this is selecting cards that are likely to perform well based on a double dummy analysis done later, or, like, you know, that bird book of opening leads that is just complete bullshit that GIB was relying on for a long time, or if this is evaluating them based on some sort of, like, human feel, in a sense. And And if it's doing that, then I think that would be a huge plus, because then it'll lead fourth best against no trump. It will. Bird's book is complete bullshit. I mean, like, I think so. I've never read the book, but Gib was using it for opening leads. It made a lot of doubleton leads. It makes a lot of passive leads. And it's certainly the case that a lot of the leads that Gib was making, which I'm interpreting is based off of this book, were really, really, really bad. Like, the book will use double dummy analysis to find opening leads, and there's a huge, huge, huge problem with using double dummy analysis for opening leads. Yeah, I mean, as Eric says, like, maybe the book is fine, but the logic for coming up with, like, why to make opening leads of some kinds is very poor. And I'm certainly not the only top tier bridge player that thinks that way, or that feels that way about the book. But anyway, common sense card play. One of the most exciting improvements comes during card play. In situations where double dummy analysis concludes that it does not matter which card to play, Gibbo will opt for the common sense choice based on typical bridge patterns: second hand low, third hand high. The robot's decisions are now influenced by both single dummy simulations and double dummy analysis, ensuring that it plays in a way that challenges opponents while making life easier for the player. Well, I mean, you can't do both, but if it's my partner, it's supposed to make life easier for the player, I guess. Okay, so this is probably a feel thing where you would have to get a sense of, like, how much of an impact this has had over the previous change. It's hard to say just based on reading this. It says in situations where double dummy analysis concludes that it does not matter which card to play, it'll opt for the common sense choice. This is great. I mean, like, this is absolutely great, because before it would, like, play second hand high when, like, dummy led up towards a king jack combination, and it would just, like, grab its ace or just, like, play the queen and give declare a free guess in the suit. So I like that a lot more, and that's probably going to be a noticeable change. But yeah, the real question I have is, it says when double dummy analysis concludes it doesn't matter, because how often is that actually the case? It's pretty rare, right? That double dummy is going to have no distinguishable difference between the cards. So I think part of it comes down to what it does not matter means. Like, is this 0 percentage points difference between the plays, or is there some sort of threshold, right? Like, if all the plays are within, like, half a percentage point, then does that just say that it's equal? Because that can cause other problems. So I think there are trade-offs in deciding whether or not double dummy analysis has concluded things don't matter. But this is cool. I mean, seems like a plus. Improved inferences. Okay, fascinating, because we talked a lot about inferences when I was discussing about Leah, and seems like Leah does a pretty good job about inferences. Gibbo's ability to draw inferences from cards already played has been greatly enhanced. For example, after a successful finesse, future predictions adjust to reflect, aha, this is what I did. I mean, granted, that was like 15 years ago or something like that, but Gib has finally caught up to my undergraduate thesis project. This is great. Gibbo can also reason about concepts such as restricted choice. So that's cool. That's neat. Yeah. Yeah, Tima says that sometimes it'll figure out that there's always a double squeeze or something, and it'll do something that makes declarer's life easy. I mean, to me, that didn't matter, but I guess maybe for other players that had a greater impact, because some people wouldn't get the double squeeze right or wouldn't time it correctly and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's certainly true that in real life, human defenders will do that, where it's like, if there's a double squeeze and you can see it coming, you have to aggressively cut entries or cut communications, even if it might cost a trick. So human defenders would try and break up a double squeeze, even if it immediately blows the contract by like leading into an ace queen or something like that. So in some sense, I would say it feels a little bit more human when Gib does try and break up these squeezes, but yeah, it's probably a reasonable change for sure. Faster simulations. Thanks to the speed of neural network evaluation, Gibbo runs simulations on much larger samples of hands. This gives the robot more time to think and leads to fewer poor decisions, especially for basic Gib. Oh, fascinating. So does this mean that there is no Gib anymore? There's just Gibbo. And maybe there's basic Gibbo and Gibbo advanced or something like that. We'll keep going. What stays the same? While Gibbo introduces numerous innovations, some aspects remain unchanged. Bidding rules and conventions remain exactly the same way they were. The upgrade enhances the accuracy of the bidding phase without altering the system. This is good. I don't think that you should be like remaking your entire system. Opening lead rules such as fourth best and carding have not changed. Double dummy analysis still plays a major role in Gibbo's decision making, although it is now supplemented by neural network evaluation. Gibbo remains deterministic. The same bids and plays always produce the same outcome. This is really important. I mean, this was the thing that I really liked about Gib in the past, because there were certainly issues with other sites not doing this. So this makes it a little bit more skill-based when you play in a competition, at least. 100 Trick Wonder says, sounds like Gibbo runs a lot of double dummy simulations beforehand. So the neural network is going to be trained beforehand, and the neural network will have its weights set, if you know what that means, ahead of time. But there won't be any double dummy simulations or anything run ahead of time. When it picks up the hand, the neural network can very quickly evaluate what it judges to be the right thing to do because it's already been trained. If you had to train the neural network at runtime, that would be impossible. I mean, it would take days or hours at the very least to train the neural network, and you just couldn't do that every single time a new hand got pulled up. But they've trained it to be like an expert bridge player in some sense ahead of time, and then it shows up, it gets the new hand, and then whenever it needs to do simulations, it does that. Whenever it needs to call on its neural network to evaluate whatever in the bidding or play, it'll do that instead. So it's a lot different than like thinking about it as saying like, oh, it does the double dummy analysis ahead of time, but it does do a lot of processing ahead of time for sure, is what's going on. Basic Gibbo simulates during the bidding phase. Hold on. Okay, we'll keep going. Opening leads are less passive and feel more normal thanks to neural network predictions, common sense decision making, and card play with a focus on making life more difficult for opponents and easier for the player. Inference from previously played cards is significantly improved. So I guess they did have some before, but it wasn't very good. Snoo says, seen Gibbo done a few ridiculous things since it's been out. Increased sample size and simulations leads to more accurate and timely analysis. It says, how much better is Gibbo? We tested Gibbo versus GIB version 43 over tens of thousands of deals. Really, why would you only do it over tens of thousands of deals? I would expect that you should be able to run like 1 million deals in a pretty short amount of time. I'm thinking about this for a second. Because you wouldn't have to wait for human input. You wouldn't even have to run any of the graphics. This just strikes me as a very unnaturally small sample size. And it doesn't seem like they would have too much difficulty making it larger. But it would sound cooler to say we use millions of simulators. I mean, I agree. I think it would sound cooler. So I'm trying to understand why they only did 10,000. Anyway, let's keep reading. And each time Gibbo was vastly superior. Below is an example from a set of 4 matches of 4,000 deals between Gibbo and GIB version 43. 4 matches of 4,000 deals. Basic Gibbo versus basic GIB 43 match points. Gibbo wins 57.25%. Okay. Imps, it was plus 0.9 imps aboard. And then advanced Gibbo. Gibbo scores 53%. Okay, so not that much of a difference there. And then 0.4 imps per board. 1 imp a board is a lot. Maybe. I mean, 57% is a pretty substantial margin because, right, we're not comparing 57 to 50. We're comparing 57 to the other side of 100. We're comparing 57 to 42.75%. So, you know, someone who scores 42.75% in a match point game, you'd be like, that's the worst pair in the field. This is a pretty significant win. Whereas like 53 versus 46 is like, or 54 versus 46 is like fine. But okay. Notice for instant tournaments is in instant tournaments, results may differ on deals that were originally played using older versions of GIB, even when the same bids and plays occur. Robots' behaviors change with the introduction of Gibbo, which can lead to different outcomes. These differences are temporary. Over the coming days, the pool of hands will update. Yeah. It didn't say in the post when Gibbo was being turned on. I mean, they said already, though, that you might notice different auctions because, you know, Gibbo's different. So I'm hoping this one. It says advanced GIB 2/1. Let's give it a try. We'll play through this, and if it feels different, then maybe I'll give some thoughts. But if it doesn't feel different, then I don't know. We'll see. Jack of Diamonds lead. Mm-hmm. All right, well, crossing clubs. Lead a spade. Diamond rough. Yep. Okay. Gotta figure out what to do with the heart suit. You were wrong, Eric. What do I think is going on? I think West has the heart king. So I think I'm just going to play a heart to the 10. Okay, well, that was easy. Boring, but easy. I love the Jack of Diamonds. I mean, it is singleton. Makes sense. We scored 92%. Bro, the weekly instant tournament is such a scam. Pass, we'll open a spade. You were not wrong. So what were you wrong or not wrong about, Eric? Spade and no trump, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, rude. Yeah, this is kind of, oh my god, dude, these, I haven't logged into BBO in so long. I guess I'm getting all these, these notifications. Oh, okay, so Eric thinks that Gibbo is already implemented somewhere. Six of spades lead is interesting. A club switch. Uh-oh. This is a problem. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, okay. Good start. Don't do it. Rude. Incredibly rude. And they play back a heart. Of course they do. Sure. Let's try a diamond finesse. This'll work, right? It did not. They switched to the 5 of clubs, right? No, they switched to the 6 of clubs. So that's a little bit different. Because I think Gib of the past would have switched to the 5 of clubs there. What we got? Strong no trump. Just the classic description of our hand. I'm gonna open a spade. Uh-huh. 3 diamonds. 3 spades. Okay. We probably make this in a 5-2 fit. King of clubs lead. King from ace king. Long tank by east. You're not allowed to take advantage of the UI there, buddy. I see what you're doing. Knows not to continue another club because partner tanked. What a cheat. 5 of spades switch is scary. Let's take a hard hook. Guess it's offside. And a diamond, huh? Yeah. No squeeze, unfortunately. If West has the queen of diamonds. Oh, fuck off. We have some problems. Okay. I have the feeling that if we had played in 2 spades, we might have gone plus on this hand, but by playing in 3 spades, we're less likely to go plus now. That is unfortunate. A neural network would have doubled this? You think so? I mean, we might make 3 now. So what do I want to do in terms of trying to take some tricks? Like, is it important to go plus? Club rough, 2 rounds of hearts, club rough, king of diamonds. Five, 2, 3, 3, maybe? West has high load in the heart suit. Okay, I guess West gets the diamond queen and East has a trump trick. Fair enough. Minus 50, 25%. Not great. Diamond to heart. I don't think I've seen too much. West did high, low, and hearts, right? I'm not losing my mind. No, West played low, high, and hearts. I can never remember spot cards. Good here, right? Hey, partner led a club. That is the 4th suit. So that was good. Dummy is 6-4 in the majors. Switch to trumps, maybe? Yeah, dummy could have passed a spade, I suppose. But then I would have been able to balance 2 clubs, which might not have been good for us because West has queen jack 4th or queen jack 5th. I guess it's queen jack 4th. So West is what? 5-4-4 or maybe 4x1? Could be right to try and force them in hearts. Is responding with 4 points something new? I don't think so. Not when they have good shape. But yeah, maybe that could be a little bit strange. I'm not sure I'm trying to like diagnose whether or not Gibbo is being used. Hopefully they put out some sort of clarifying announcement that it has actually taken over. They update their graphics to say advanced Gibbo instead of advanced GIB. All right, let's switch to trumps. Diamond to the ace. Diamond rough. Okay. I mean, I'm going to play low. They didn't take the club hook. Am I getting end played somehow? Is that what's going on here? Yes, I am getting unplayed. So I need to like pitch the 10 of clubs. Okay, my bad. Sorry, Pard. We scored 100% anyway, but that was, I guess, really dumb of me. It would help to know if partner was giving me count on the hand. Well, actually, we probably just won the board because I didn't overcall 2 clubs. Everyone else in the field is just sticking on a 2-club overcall like maniacs. The play felt very fast at the end. That's something that I don't think I'd seen from GIB previously. So I think that makes sense. It's fun to try and figure out if they're new and improved. A little bit, I guess. What the hell is this auction? Dude. I thought we were getting cracked in 3 spades. King of spades. Club, please. Although it's probably too late. Yeah. Okay. I don't have any good ideas. I mean, it looks like this is just down 1. Ace. Like, fine. Uh-huh. Yep. We claiming? What's going on? Did partner really have a singleton diamond and didn't switch to it? Hello? Partner? Excuse me? I mean, I asked for clubs, but like, you could at least get your diamond rough. Whoa. That's crazy. Yeah, that's an unbelievable 2-spade opener. I guess it makes sense. The robots are kind of programmed to do that. Reasonable. Classic 15 count, 1 no. 1 no, 3 no. I'm sure we're in the field contract. We got a heart lead. It's good old Gib again. Heart to the queen. Spade switch into the ace-jack double tip. What just happened? Okay, let's think this one through. I mean, it's possible West underled the ace-king 4th of hearts, I suppose. Pretty unlikely, but could be. I think we just have to strand the club king, right? Win the jack of spades. Heart to the jack. Win the ace of spades. Club to the ace, knock out the other heart. See if the queen of diamonds falls. The opening lead could be singleton. Well, that's the thing, right? Like if this is Gibbo, it should never lead a singleton. So it was ace king fourth, which is like at least somewhat reasonable. Crossing into the club ace, I think, is going to be very revealing. So I'm tempted to... cross to the diamond ace. No, we'll cross in clubs. East plays the jack. East switches to diamonds. Uh-huh. I guess I will play low. Rude. West switch to a diamond away from the queen? That doesn't make any sense. West could just played back a third spade. There's a little bit of a different feel to that kind of mistake that happened at the end of play. Also, why did we get 21%? What happened? Oh, did the field get to 4 hearts or something? Is that just a better contract? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. How do you do in 4 hearts? I guess you can rough a spade, pitch a diamond on the club king, and just lose 3 trump tricks. Fair enough. Sun Tzu, always lead away from queens. It'll really make your opponents mess up. Diamond lead, huh? Okay. 4th best, by the way. So diamonds are 4-3. Play low. West wins the jack. Well, it's going to be pretty hard to convince West not to continue diamonds, I guess, with the jack just winning. It's pretty slow. There have been some pauses early on, which I think is relatively common. And then it's been very, very quick towards the end of the hand. I guess let's just win and try and pull some trumps. Jake says for the daily tournaments would build a cache. What do you mean by build a cache? 9 of spades to the king? No, something's off here. No, there's... Oh. What? calculate once and look up the previous play. But I mean, for what purpose? Keep the results from simulations it's already done. But how are we using the results from simulations that have already been done? That's my question. 4 of clubs lead, huh? Another suspicious club lead. I mean, last time West did have ace king fourth at least. I think a lot of players might have led a high heart from that, which would have been great for me if we could manage to capitalize on them crashing their hard honors. Oh, Jake, you mean that between players you would save a cache? Oh, that's an interesting idea. But I feel like all of the computations are being done locally on my computer. That's what I think is going on. I'm not that familiar with like how networks and stuff communicate this sort of stuff. That would probably be a pretty good idea, and I don't know how much space that would take up. But yeah, that's a good thought. I mean, maybe BBO is already doing that. Let's play a spade to the low, a spade to the queen. What am I doing? I haven't really worked it out. I guess I'm just gonna play a spade to the low. Disgusting. Club to the 10. Okay. That went well. Hey, look at that. Everything splits. We forgot to bid game. Sorry, pard. How did we do? 63%. Not too bad. Yeah, I have no idea if this is a Gibbo thing or if this was just a normal robot thing. Oh, Eric says that other pairs got the king of diamonds opening lead. Aha. I see. So you think this was Gibbo. Okay. I didn't really see much that distinguishes it, as far as I can tell, from the old-fashioned GIB. I don't think it's going to cause me to like come back and play on the site every week, but maybe we can check it out again. I mean, once they actually do update and confirm that Gibbo has been playing all of these events, then maybe we'll come back and play the BBBL one weekend to see what the difference is.